Hello. Can you guys hear me? I feel like this microphone's gonna be wrong. Are you guys able to actually hear me or not? I don't know if I selected the right microphone. Let me know if you can hear me. To the slowest people. Hello. Oh, he's so slow. Okay, thanks. Because I can't rely on these two Aries because they're always slow as hell to type. Hi, Pamela. Five people. Hi, Nisha. Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm just waiting for more people to come in here. I don't know how many people are going to actually come in. I'm good. How are you? I don't, probably not a whole lot because I've actually like logged into my YouTube channel and I didn't even have any comments from in the past like 3 months. So I'm not sure who's still even subscribed to this, but oh, hi, Kay. I'm good. I I'm actually like recovering from COVID again, so I can't talk super loud. A little winded today. I mean, I'm not sick. I'm already testing negative, but how old am I now? Too damn old to say my age on alive. Too damn old. How? I just it's June 25th, so I wanted to come on here. And I have not been on here. Actually, the last time I did a live was on um February 25th, which is really weird. It's an odd coincidence that it's the last time I did a live. But I, of course, with it being June 25th, wanted to come on here. Um, so I wanted to come on here and just kind of talk to everybody because I mean, there's always stuff to talk about, but I don't know. I just don't really, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I just don't really bother to come on here, and there's always stuff that happens or comes up. Oh God, Tiny Chat was the best, right? It's been 13 years. I have not even seen the inside of a Tiny Chat in 12 years. Does Tiny Chat still exist? I do. I still live in Las Vegas. I do. Unfortunately, I still live here. I still live in Las Vegas. Yeah. Oh God, I'm so winded today. I'm sorry. I don't usually. I always have like the mind to come on here and do like lives when I think of things or I see things or things pop up, but I just really haven't. I don't know. It's weird. I just don't really have the motivation to really like talk about um I don't really know how to like say it. I don't know how to like it's really weird for me because for some reason when I like talk about Michael in the sense of him still like being here. Oh cool. Yeah, Vegas is not very I don't like Vegas very much. It's not my No, you didn't miss the live. I'm here, Janice. You didn't miss it. I'm here. I just got on actually a few minutes ago. You're all good. Um when I talk about like him and like just I was watching let me kind of like rewind. I was watching at the show Atlanta about a month ago and it was the Teddy Perkins episode. You know the Teddy Perkins episode. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's Michael Jackson." I did like the video that went viral. Um Hi Leslie. So it made me think about Michael and it kind of like put my mind inside of him, like, but I get so weird. Like I get like almost like emotional sometimes when I like talk about him. And it's really weird for me. I don't know why that happens, but it just kind of like it's weird. It's so strange. It's such a different vibe than what I used to like just casually talk about him being alive still. You know, I would be like, oh, I think Michael's still alive or he's still around, or I would talk about different like clues or whatever. It had a different feel. As of now, when I talk about him, I feel like this such a strange sense of like emotion. You know, it's really weird. So, but I did. uh Hey, Sandy, how are you? I'm recovering from COVID, so I'm kind of like winded and trying not to overexert myself too much. Um, but there's been a lot of stuff, right? There has been a lot of stuff. Like the past, I would say, like the past like year or two, I've seen so many like things, and I'm just like, you need to just like sit down and just like make a video because I don't know if I haven't make if I don't even make a video anymore. I haven't made a video in so long, like, but yeah, this is my second time having it. It was definitely not as bad as it was the last time. It's a lot. I'm not vaccinated, so I'm really good. I'm actually doing really well. I feel really great. What a time to be alive right now, right? There's so much crazy shit happening right now. Makes me think about you guys all the time. I'm always thinking about you guys. Always thinking about what's going on. June 25th. It has been 13 years. 13 fucking years since Michael has left us. 13 years, over a decade, almost a decade and a half since he's not been active. Since he's not had been like, you know, walking around and signing autographs and being chased by people. And it's been 13 years that he's just been gone. And I can't really wrap my head around that because I wasn't, an MJ fan coming into all of this. I wasn't um, a person that can be defined as such, I should say. And now it's just like he has had such an impactful mark on my life that it's like wild to think about, like the past like 13 years and how it has just changed like me, you know. And I just can't believe he's just like, this world changed so much after Michael Jackson left, and just it's wild. Like I can't believe it's been 13 years. I look at his children; they're so grown up. All his children are like they're adults, you know, and it's crazy. It's like it's just so wild. I can't believe that like so much has happened. A person I used to talk to this little kid um in my chat room, and he messaged me about 2 months ago. He's like 25 years old now. He was like 13. He was a little kid. And he's like 25 years old, and he has his own like family now and his own kids and his own like, and I'm just like, what the hell, you know? It's just so wild. Like I don't know. And I get disappointed in myself because I'm like, I'm meant for this whole thing to just go in such a different direction. You know, I was obsessed with just like telling this story, and I was like obsessed with it, and it was like such a big part of my life for so long, you know? I think I solidly like did videos for 10 years. I think I really stopped. No, maybe yeah, I was like 10. I really did videos for like 10 years, and um it's so fucking weird. Like I don't know. It's just so strange to me. I'm still around. Like I see people posting stuff and everything, But like, I don't know. I feel kind of like disappointed in myself that I just kind of like fell off of it. But like I felt like everything, like the last big thing that happened is when I was just doing a lot of videos about like, can you feel it? And I was like, I think so many things are gonna happen. And then like the world basically exploded. And so many things have happened since then. And I just like recently there was some stuff happening, and I don't know if you guys remember like the last 7 words, but like I was like freaking out because I watched some shit had happened, and I was just like, oh my God. And I went back and watched those videos, and I figured like so many things out from those videos. And I'm just like, wow, like it's just, I don't know. I feel like Michael just really knew that so many things were going to happen. And I just feel like I can't imagine what that's like to know things. I don't know if he knew these things because he saw them, or he knew these things because like he felt them, or he was just privy to information about certain things. But like he knew so many things were going to happen. And it's like I for years I was just like trying to understand that. And when things finally started to actually like pop off, I was like, this is what he was trying to tell people for so long. But I remember being like a kid, I was so young. I was like 24. I think I was 24 or 25 when all this stuff happened. And I remember like being so young and just trying. I think I was the age that Paris is right now when all this stuff happened. And I look at her and she's like a little kid to me. And it's like, damn, I was just a little kid just trying to understand such a big thing. And now being like so much older and just looking at it from a completely different perspective, I sometimes want to just go back to the beginning and like look at everything again from a different mindset. Because when you're younger and you see things, when you're younger, the world feels so like invincible to you, and everything feels so like magical and majestic. So that's kind of how I saw it in the beginning, like this magical adventure, with very little like reality of the situation. But now that I'm so much older and I look at things from a different perspective, I can see a lot of why Michael like wouldn't want to be around here, or why he would be so scared to be subjected to certain things, you know? And it's just crazy. And I see that like I felt if you I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, but like on TikTok there are like videos that have like millions of views about Michael being alive. And mostly they're done by just like kids, like teenagers that have this perspective that Michael is still alive, and they take like little clips from my videos and they put them on their TikTok videos. And it's wild because I'm like, I saw a girl, she used one of my videos about Dave and put it on TikTok. She had like 3 million views on this video clip, and it was like my video. And I was like, holy shit, like what? It's so weird. Like that, it's huge. It's a really big thing. A lot of people think Michael's alive. They don't really know about the whole community that was based off of that notion. They don't know there's a whole like believer community. They don't know about that. Because people who were like around on YouTube and stuff, they're not really around anymore. People don't really watch YouTube videos like they used to. And most people just kind of like faded off from it. So it's really weird. There's a whole new generation. I don't really follow Pearl Jr. I don't really know much about her. I don't really like her. We don't really get along. I mean, I don't have anything against her, but I don't really know what she. I always thought that Pearl Jr. was a really good investigator until she started like being in cahoots with like Bobby and shit, and that was just I don't know. Just kind of took her off her game. I don't know. So it's a whole weird thing. But I don't really follow other death hoax people. I don't really bother with them at all. But um yeah, I don't know. I do sometimes wish I could just go back and just kind of do things again from the top and look at them from a different perspective. I just feel like Michael is still around. Um I know he's still around. Pearl actually was a really good investigator. Pearl has, I mean, I'll give that to her. She was, I mean, I've been around since the beginning, and Pearl was a really good investigator. She did things that were questionable from the very beginning. Like she always had a very different way of investigating. She was more like let's smoke Michael out type person. I was more of just trying to understand like why he did what he did, not like how he did it. She was a really good investigator. She honestly was. She kind of like got to the meat and potatoes of things that I really didn't bother to like look into because I don't really care about like clues. That's not really like me. I was more of like trying to understand why Michael left us, why he did what he did. She was more of the like how he did it, like different things that people might have noticed. But I just feel like a lot of people just kind a lot. Pearl's not the only person that got caught up in bullshit. You know, a lot of people did. A lot of people got caught up with like fake Michael Jacksons. A lot of people got caught up with like a lot of people did that. It happened to all of us. Like happened to me before. You know, I got caught up with like someone who I thought was Michael and wasn't, and it happened to all of us. I never thought like person who I thought was Michael was like really fucking convincing. He wasn't even like making himself. Most people don't even know about him. The only thing that I can say, actually, the person who I thought was Michael, I don't even know if that wasn't Michael. I don't even know if it wasn't actually to this day. But um, a lot of people just got a lot of people just got caught. I mean, that's a narrative, you know. It was a narrative. It was like a some people. There are people who didn't want the truth to come out about Michael, and they did whatever they could to kind of like interject in the community and like cause a lot of trouble. And they did it. You know, they did it successfully. They did it successfully. And there was a lot of bullying going on. There was a lot of reasons, you know, a lot of people like would have known about Michael. I think Michael, I've always believed that Michael saw his fans for what they were. And that kind of caused him to, I think it really caused Michael to not come back. I really do. I think when Michael Jackson saw his fans and saw how they behave, I have not. I have met some of the most disgusting and vile people in this community. Like I did not know such hateful psychopaths existed until I fucking came across the Michael Jackson fan community. There are some really sick people in this community, like really, really mentally deranged, sick people. And I think that like Michael just was like, what the hell? I think he really saw the community and was like, "This is crazy. Like this is not like my army. This is not." I think he might have felt bad because, like, imagine being a celebrity and like being this huge star, and you have all these people that you influence, and 85% of them are completely insane and just hurt each other. It wasn't just the believer community either. The Michael Jackson fan base was crazy too. They were like turning on each other left and right, like writing blogs about each other, making videos. It was just so bad. And a lot of deception was going on, and it was just a lot, you know? And I think it's just when you look at your legacy and you look at your life and you just kind of reflect on that, it's like, damn, is this what I caused? I think that, I don't know. There's just a lot. There's a lot of layers to Michael Jackson, man. There's a lot of but he got away, and I wonder about him. Michael had a very huge impact on me as a person. I changed so much. Like after I started like studying him and understanding his ways and how he thought, it changed me a lot. It changed like what I do for work. It changed me as a person, like how I see the world. It changed how I want to impact the world. I mean, it just and I don't know if people allow themselves to have that Michael Jackson experience because people are so fixated on being fans of his music that I don't really know if they actually allow themselves to have that spiritual connection that like I did. But it changed me, you know? I feel like I'm like, I can't just sit here and not do anything. And that's what I've been doing for the past, I would say, like 6 or 7 years. Like, that's what I've been trying to do. Just have this like mark. And I've fallen off a couple times, for sure. But I don't know. I think a lot of people just wanted Michael to come back and perform. They wanted him to come back and sing. They wanted him to just come back and be Michael Jackson, but that was never in the cards. And a lot of people got disappointed. They just kind of walked away from it. And I understand that, but I never walked away from it. I've never walked away from any of this. I'm still here. I'm still here. I still believe that Michael is going to be. I did not believe previously he was going to come back. I don't know if I believe he's going to come back, but I do believe that Michael is going to. I hate to say certain things. I try to be careful with my words so they're not misconstrued, but um, I do feel like Michael is going to do something. I do. I really, genuinely, in my heart, feel like we have not seen the last of him. And I did a read. I've been doing these, like, I've been able to tarot read for the past, like, couple of months, like 6 months. I've been practicing my abilities. And I've been doing a lot of readings on Michael. Like, I actually did one 2 days ago on Michael. Michael is very present. He's very, 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 very present. He's around. He's very involved. I don't even know how to put it in words. I never like I've done readings before and never had the sense of him being as close as I do now. Like, I feel like he's in the US. I feel like he's here. I feel like he's in Las Vegas for some reason. And I've never felt that before. I've never felt that Michael was here while I was here. Never. I've been there for 6 years and I've never really felt like Michael was here, like, so strongly, but I feel like he is. I don't know what's going on with Michael, but there's something definitely going on with him, like, for sure. I feel like Michael is a very, very not wanting to, like, not wanting to. I feel like he is finally, like, he feels strong enough to be more bold, if that makes sense. I don't know how to really put it into words. I just feel like I think Michael is very, like, ever present more than he ever has been. I feel like he feels confident. Maybe before it was just because he had kids and he was so afraid that, like, if someone actually was able to validate that he was here, they're able to impact his children. His kids are adults now, so maybe he feels more. I just feel like Michael feels more comfortable being around, and I just feel like he is. I have a really, really, really strong inkling that that like people are gonna be like, whoa, I really feel like that. And I really haven't felt that before. Not so strong. I always thought that Michael would, like, let people know he was alive by doing something like low key that people would never, like, be able to link it to him. But I feel like Michael is very bold. And I don't think like I don't feel like he's hiding at all. I feel like he's just kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like, well, I did what I had to do, but this world is so fucked up, so who cares what I did? And I don't know. I just feel like there's just, like, a lot going on. There's a lot happening right now. And Michael knew that there was a lot of stuff that our world was going to change significantly. He knew that. So I don't know if he was just, like, away so that he could, like, get that shit sorted and figure out how to deal with it. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm in a very different headspace than I was 13 years ago when this first happened. How I see it is so different. Um, I've always had, like, theories about why I thought Michael left. And I still have a lot of those same theories. Like I don't think that June 25th was planned. I think something really bad happened in that house with, I think Michael was using um, a person that was like him. And I think something happened to that person. And I think it was a reaction. I think it was not supposed to be permanent. I just don't believe that Michael planned June 25th. I think it just happened. And I still stand by that. But I think that he was planning something around it, something around that time, something around the shows, something around the concerts. He was planning something. And I feel like that just kind of um, because even like now, because I've been like doing like tarot readings, I've been like reading because I didn't have, I've always had the abilities. I didn't understand myself like I do understand myself now. So even now, like reading about like June 25th, I see so much chaos around that day. Like I did a reading on it, and there was so much chaos around that day. Like none of it was like planned. It was like complete chaos and decision making and things just like happening really chaotically. And I feel like it was never supposed to go as far as it did, but it did. And when it does, what do you do? Especially in that time, you know? And I definitely feel like he felt cheated for a long time. He felt like, fuck, this wasn't supposed to happen like this. There are a lot of people who are investigators who like swear up and down that Michael planned all this like from the 80s. And but I do not believe Michael ever planned to like leave. Like I don't think Michael ever planned to like leave his career and like leave his children and leave. Why would he do that? Michael, people like, oh, he hated, he couldn't take it, he couldn't deal with his life and he couldn't deal with so much shit that happened. That is very, very true. I believe that he couldn't deal with it, but Michael's entire life was chaos from the time he was uh um I believe that he it's all he knew was chaos his entire life. Of course, he might have had in mind, like, I just want to escape. I want to get away from here. I want to just run away from all of the chaos that happens, you know? But I don't think that June 25th was it. I think June 25th was fate, if you will. I think that it was just a day of complete chaos. And I think it got out of hand. And I think it just never recovered. And I think Michael has felt very, very cheated because he's felt like this was my time, you know? This was my time to truly tell my story. Um, but I think he's going to tell his story. I just kind of like sit back and just wait, you know? I feel like if I did videos on the shit that I've discovered over the past like 3 years, it would just fuck people. It would make people so insane. Like, I think about it, like, I should just like do something, you know? I feel inspired to do something really special, but I don't know how it'll be received by people. You know what I mean? Because people are so weird about Michael. You know, they're just, I don't know. But I'm going to read some of your comments. Trust your intuition. Yes, I do. I trust my intuition very much when it comes to Michael. I trust it more than I trust myself. You think the events on June 25th got out of hand? Yes, I do. I really believe that. I think on June 25th, things got completely out of hand and there was no bringing it back in. It was just complete chaos. Girl, I do think from my own heart that MJ is also very much in loss to loss about Israel. From oh, you're probably right about that. Wait for it. This doesn't come. I do think that there is a bigger picture. I think there's a bigger scope. I've never been one to get on these lives and like hoopla and like um like, oh, this is a clue and that's a clue. And Pearl has done that for years. She's done this like clue stuff, and it's like kind of like, it reminds me of that Billie Eilish song, When the Party Is Over. It's you have all this excitement surrounding all these like big things, but like, where does it lead to the end? I don't really think that it's about that. It's not all about the exciting and fun times. There's no excitement and fun in not being able to live your truth. It's sad and it's hard to have to like to be the biggest star on the planet and have to hide yourself. It's not easy, I can imagine. So I've never been one of these people that's like excited about him not being here, but or him like dropping clues. But there are little things like, okay, they're just little things that I think people don't pay attention to. For instance, I don't know if you guys, I talked about Spider-Man, how Michael had this like huge obsession with Spider-Man, and he wanted to play Spider-Man. And I said that in these Spider-Man movies, how there was like all these like things about Michael. And the most recent thing I talked about was that Spider-Man into the multiverse. Well, actually, the Spider-Man. There's so much stuff, guys. I don't want to even like get on a tangent, but when it comes to Spider-Man, and there was the one with like the cartoon one with the little boy, and Miles Morales plays the new Spider-Man, and I was like, and if you watch the movies, they have the girl who looks just like Paris Gwen. There's so many things, and I really, 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 really need to do video series on the Spider-Man stuff, because I mean that Spider-Man stuff is so it actually is exciting. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. But what's interesting about little things like Miles Morales, like playing Spider-Man, and then you have Michael MJ the musical, and the star of MJ the musical is a black boy named Miles. There's like little things that people seem to overlook, like little things that can't really be planned, little things that are faded that I think always like frustrates me, because I don't think like people see things like that. Like that, what are the odds of that? If you were to like look at all the Miles Morales stuff, and then you go and you turn and you look at the fact that like, holy shit, like um Miles Morales, and then you have Miles playing him on MJ the musical on Broadway, and Last Seven Words making reference to both of those things, Broadway and Miles Morales and Spider-Man. There's a bigger picture. There's stuff. Like with me, I did videos that talked about the bigger, but I feel like people are less interested in the bigger picture and things. They're more interested in things that equate like a celebrity, Michael being a pop star. They don't look at like the bigger picture. And that's why so many people have just accepted that he died, because they're fans, and all they know is that their musical icon no longer exists. Their musical icon has died. He's not here anymore. So that's all they care about. So if he's not making music, if he's not being the king of pop, it doesn't matter this other shit that I'm talking about, you know? And I think like that kind of became discouraging for me, because I'm like, if people are not going to like listen to the truth and understand it, what's the point of like doing these videos? And that's very egotistical of me. I know, like, it's completely egotistical, and it's like, it's not the point, because it shouldn't matter if one person watches a video. Because I never did this because I wanted to be like popular or any of that kind of stuff. Because I've actually probably one of the most hated people in the Michael Jackson community, and that's fine. I don't care. It doesn't bother me, because I don't do this for Michael's fans. I've always just tried to help tell his story for him. But it's very frustrating when you try to talk about these things that are like such on a bigger scope, and people just don't want to hear them. They don't want to listen. They don't want to understand. that there is a bigger picture to all of this. You talk about fate and destiny and how our lives are designed for us, predetermined, predisposition. And I think that even if something is destiny, you can go off track and you can change things. You know, Michael Jackson tried to tell people a lot of stuff for a long time. I think that you can't say that I don't see the bigger picture because you don't know what's in my mind. I haven't spoken on everything in here. I don't speak on everything that I think and I feel and I know because I don't think everybody's ready to hear that. I see the bigger picture more than you know. Believe me. I really, really see the bigger picture of a lot of stuff. Um, but I don't think that everybody's ready to understand it. I don't think everybody's ready to take it in. I don't think a lot of people are ready for what Michael was trying to do. You know, I don't think I understand it though. That's why it's emotional for me. You know, I've sat there and I've really like felt him. There's a lyric to a song by Dave Matthews. I think it's Dave Matthews. He's give me your eyes and I'll show you something beautiful. You know, and I've seen the world through his eyes, but it's very dangerous and it's very crazy. I don't think everybody's ready to understand it. I have touched on some stuff that like I've had messages from people recently that are like, "Oh shit, like you were talking about this stuff a couple years ago and like they literally can't handle it. I've got to get on Messenger and talk to these people and calm them down because they can't deal with it. It's a lot because they're like, "Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a lot." And then I have to question myself, like, was I supposed to ever even like talk about this stuff? Was I supposed to ever understand this stuff? Was I supposed to actually ever even, you know, people that I even live with, there are things I don't talk about with them, even though they are I'm close with them and I've known them and they've been with me since the beginning of the hoax. I still get scared talking about shit because I don't know if people are ready. Michael was involved in some shit. Michael was involved in some shit that got him into some deeper shit. And Michael bit off more than he could chew. And there's just certain things you should not fucking play with because when you do, you can't reverse. You can't just like you can't walk into the room of mafia people, buddy, and then walk out backwards. You know, you can't walk in on a murderer and see the fucking they have no mask on and watch them murder somebody and then just casually back out. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes when you cross the line, you just cross it. You can't uncross it. So I have to figure out what I'm gonna do. No, that's not true. Nothing. You see, that's where you're wrong about me. I'm not afraid of anything. Nothing scares me. Nothing scares me. Nothing will ever make me not want to talk about something unless I don't want to talk about it. Not because I'm fear for myself, but I just think people don't understand certain things. But no, that's not true. I'm never going to stop talking about Michael. I've been threatened for years, years, threatened physically, literally, multiple times. And I've never stopped talking about him, and I'm not going to. Because the worst thing that can happen to anybody in life is not death. The worst thing that can happen in life is just having a meaningless existence. The worst thing that can happen to you in your life is just existing and not living and dying, being nothing. That's the worst thing that can happen to you. Dying for speaking the truth is not the worst thing that can happen to you. Death is not the end of anything. I don't fear death. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of being killed. I'm not afraid of any of that stuff. Exactly, Janice. But even before that, Michael, like his spiritual gifts, his spiritual abilities, there are things of that. Sometimes people are just born with like certain things and they don't fully understand the scope of what they're born with. And they mess with things. They dabble and they mess with things and they don't understand. I don't believe in the rapture. I don't believe the rapture is real. That's not real. That's fake. There's no such thing as a rapture. Brandy always. Yeah, I speak my mind. I'm not. There's nothing that scares me. I'm not scared of anything. I have no fear. I'm not scared of anything. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not. I'm scared. There are things that I'm fearful of, but definitely like speaking the truth is not one of them because I mean, killing someone doesn't stop the truth from getting out. You know, it's only a matter of time. I just have to figure out how to do this. Yeah, I believe in God. Of course, I believe in God. I believe in God fully, but I don't believe in a rapture. Rapture is not real. That's not true. It's actually misunderstood in the Bible. It's not real. There's no magical like blink of that everyone's gonna be like all God's people are gonna be taken up into the light and be like, no, it's not true. I don't believe in that at all. That's a definitely not true. Um, but I saw recently that like there's like these like this YouTube channel that's saying that like Jack Kroner um is like Michael Jackson. Like that's what I'm saying. Like in the believer community, you have people who are, Pearl said that first. Pearl said that Peter was Michael. Then she said that he was Peter, Michael, Bobby. Then she said that he's Michael Jackson's representative. Then it's like these people. They have to. She always says Michael has to be somebody. No, Michael does not have to be anybody. Michael does not have to be talking to people through somebody else. Michael doesn't have to Michael does not have to be somebody. He doesn't need to physically be somebody. That's not necessary. I don't know why people are so stuck on this mindset that Michael has to be someone. He doesn't. He's himself. He doesn't have to come in the form of Bobby. He doesn't have to come in form of Jack Kroner. He doesn't have to come in form of anybody. He's himself. He doesn't need to pretend to be somebody to talk to people. Michael can talk to people if he wants to talk to people. If Michael Jackson wants to talk to you, he will talk to you. If he doesn't want to talk to you, he won't talk to you. He doesn't need to like hide behind people for any. I do not know why this girl is still so bent on saying that Peter is she will like not let it go. I'm like, it has to be embarrassing that he has even separated himself from that narrative and she still keeps it up. I don't. It's like it's really sad. It's so sad. Like I don't understand it. Like it's so insane because it's like it, I don't know. He's completely separated himself from that lie, like that he's Michael. And she still like continues and says, "There's only certain things that Michael can do. Only Michael could do this. Only Michael could do that. That it has to be my like." No, Peter is not Michael. I told Pearl when this shit first started. I told her I used to talk to Peter like when all this stuff first started, I talked to Peter. Peter told me like, "Well, oh, Michael's dead. Michael was murdered. He was killed." He told me himself like multiple times. He told me he made this song "Singing in the Sky" about his mom that died. Like he told me. I tried to like. I'm like, dude, do not have egg on your face. Like this guy is not Michael. Just keep up your. If you want to believe other things about Michael, like that's fine. Keep up your investigation. Do your thing, but that is not Michael. And she just like never listened to me. She let this shit go on for 6 years, completely like discredited herself. I don't understand it. Well, you are free to believe what you want, but you don't have to tell people to shut up. That's not very nice. We all have our own beliefs. We're all entitled to our own beliefs. That's we're all allowed to have whatever we want, but that's not being mean. Tasha, oh my god, how are you? Hi. Yes, I remember we went to the Michael Jackson, the Jackson family concert. That was so great. You got the ticket. Oh my God, yes. That was like years ago. What a time. Excuse me, guys. Okay, I mean, you're free to believe whatever you want to believe. That Peter shit is off the chain. So he's having this like huge party, this like ceremony thing. What is she gonna do when he comes out and you know, it has been. What's she gonna do when he comes out and he's like not Michael? People are not, people are free to believe what they want to believe. Nobody has the right. Yeah, he's gonna be there. What the hell do you mean? It's his event. I guys, listen. Let me tell you guys something. I've got friends that like that like work here in Vegas, and like Peter has come here multiple times and stay in hotels here under Bobby Anderson. Like I don't know. I could have easily like knocked on his hotel room and took a picture anytime I wanted to. Will you guys stop arguing? People can believe whatever they want to believe. It doesn't matter. If people want to have beliefs, that's their beliefs. Nobody has to believe what you believe. It's like you don't have to like we all have our own right to believe what we want. Like that's just life. I always say there's only one answer that's the truth. And we'll all find out one day. But you can't disparage people for their beliefs. That's like not that's intolerance. And people can believe whatever they want to believe. I don't know. I don't know. People listen. My whole thing. If Peter wants to have a business, like I don't care. I see people attacking him all the time. Like, oh, he's trying to make money off Michael. So what? People sell Michael Jackson shit all the time. If Peter wants to have his business, his Jackson, people want to spend their money and like buy stuff and go to. So what? That's their business. If people want to buy tickets and go to his thing, so what? If he wants to sell T-shirts and shit, so what? Those are adults buying that shit, spending their money. They're grown ass people. People buy Michael Jackson stuff all the time. Michael Jackson's estate exploits the fuck out of him, like constantly. They exploit him. So it's like I just feel like my problem more or less is with Pearl because Pearl is the one that's still trying to sell that bullshit. If people want to believe that Michael is Peter, and want to buy that shit on that premise, they are stupid as hell. Because that guy is so clearly making it clear that he's not Michael Jackson. Like, how much more obvious can he be that he's not Michael Jackson? He's running his website. He's like, he's doing his Jackson stuff. If he wants to make money off that stuff, so what? My problem is that she is like still. I don't even care that she says that he's Michael. I'm like, people can believe what they want. My concern is more or less for her. Like, how could you fuck up your whole entire journalistic career off of that crap? But as far as what people believe, I don't care. I just feel like whatever, you know. It's just Michael's been exploited his whole life. You know, he's always been exploited by people. It's unfortunate, but if he's gonna sell his stuff, like people sell Michael Jackson stuff all the time. I don't see what the problem is with it. If people want to believe that that's Michael Jackson, they're stupid. That is not Michael Jackson. There's nothing about Peter that has ever. I never one fucking never. I can't believe anybody ever thought he was Peter or was Michael, because I've known Peter from the very, and I never one time. I will tell you this, and I stand by this. I believe that it. I have reason. I know in the beginning there were things with Michael and Peter, but I've never ever in my life thought that Peter was Michael. She did. She really did, because Pearl did such a good job. She was really, really, really good, and she got. I remember being in a chat room in the beginning, and Peter was in this chat room, and Pearl was in this chat room, and somebody was like, "Pearl, do you think that this Peter Pan PYT is Michael Jackson?" And she was like, "Absolutely not. No way. There's no way that's him." I remember her saying that. I'm like, "Oh God, she's good. She's smart." She's like, because Peter knew motherfucking well not to ever come at me with that Michael Jackson shit. I never, ever, ever thought that Peter was Michael. I knew for a fact from the very beginning that he was not Michael. I knew that. Very, very sure that that was not Michael from the very beginning of me talking to him. Used to go to his MySpace page, because I was like, "Oh, do that Michael Jackson's off MySpace. He's not dead." I'm like, "What?" And I went to his and I knew from the beginning that wasn't him. I remember messaging Peter on MySpace because I heard his song "Chilling in the Sky," and I messaged him and I said, "That song is so sad." He's like, "Yeah, my mom died, and I wrote that about my mom when she passed away." And like we would talk, and like we used to talk on Pal Talk, and we were just really good friends, like in the beginning. And it was never, he knew not to ever try that shit on me, and it never did. Hi, Rachel. I'm good. How are you? So yeah, I mean, like Pearl, and I'm like, I was so I'm like, is she really getting mixed up in this shit that is Peter? I tried to tell her repeatedly. I'm like, yo, do not get caught up in this. That is not Michael. Like I tried. I'm like, Peter Pearl, you and I might not get along. We might not like be the best of friends, but do not ruin your credibility getting caught up with this dude, because this guy is not Michael Jackson. I told her that. They said, "Oh, you're just jealous." I'm like, why the fuck would I be jealous? That's insane. Why would I be jealous of Peter talking to you? Like, there's no way I'm jealous. Like, that's ridiculous. He's not Michael Jackson. I told her. Leslie, you know what? I really feel like I want to do some, like, I know I say this every time I go live, but I really feel like I want to do some videos. Like, I really feel like I need to do some. Like, I feel so inspired by so many things I've over the past like year. I really want to do like some videos. Like, I want to do some real, actual videos, like not me talking, like actual videos. Like, I want to do some. Like, I just once I get started on that, it's like so hard for me to like get off of it. And I've got so much going on right now. I'm like about to run like two big businesses, and like, you know, I feel like sometimes like I should just start over from the beginning, just everything. Because my mind has like my perspective has changed so much over the past like 13 years. And I'm like, I should just start over from the very beginning and like look at everything from the fresh eyes and kind of like see what I see differently. But I'm like, well, no, the original stuff is fine. But then there's other things that I've like discovered and like seen that I want to like talk about. So I don't know. I've had this YouTube channel since 2010. I've had it for a long time, a very long time. And I want to, I feel like I want to talk about Michael and I want to just like reconnect with him, I do feel like that. I really, like a lot lately. I've been thinking about Michael a lot lately, like a lot. And I see what his kids are doing. His children are doing so many amazing like things. And I'm like, damn, like they're just out there. And did you guys see Paris's Father's Day post? When she posts all those pictures, she's like, all the best dads I know. And the song that she used was like something crazy like, you're my favorite partner in crime or something. Paris is so fucking talented. I always knew it. You guys go back. You guys know me. I've been a Paris Jackson fan since she was like 12. Everyone's like, why are you? I've always like loved Paris. I've always said that Paris was going to be a star. I said that shit before she was here. I was like, Paris, do you guys remember I told you guys like 4 years ago? I had that dream that Paris was on stage playing a guitar. Remember I told you guys that? And she wasn't even like making music at the time. And I told you guys on this live, I said, I had a dream that Paris was on stage playing the guitar. I've been having dreams about her being a star for years. 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 I've been saying it. I've been saying it. I knew it. I said Paris is going to be Michael's star. She's going to be his star child. She is. She's amazing. She's a good kid. She's phenomenal. Very proud of her. Very proud of Prince. So proud of him. He's such an amazing, amazing young man. He's doing so much good. He's doing so many things I know his father is so proud of. I'm so proud of those children, but I'm really proud of Prince. They're just beautiful kids, man. Their energy is so beautiful, and um, I met BG at Michael's birthday last year, his birthday celebration. He's a sweet kid too. They're just sweet kids. They're wonderful. They have the most beautiful energy, and they're just unproblematic, and they just do, they're just beautiful. I love them. I love every part of who they are, what they represent. Michael did a good job on those children. That's like, I would say it's his most beautiful legacy, his most beautiful everything are those kids because they just, when you're around those boys, when you're around them, when you're in their presence, you can feel Michael through those kids. Like, you can literally, really, really just feel them. I can't. It's hard to explain. You could just like feel Michael. They come like they ooze through them. Like when I was around the boys last year at his birthday celebration, you could like feel Michael's energy around those kids. Like, it's such a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful experience. He did really good. Yeah, he did good. They are. They're lovely, Janice. Very well mannered, very kind, very respectful. They treat the fans like they're so sweet to the fans and they're so nice to the fans. And Prince was just such a delightful experience. Just a sweet kid. I have nothing bad to say about those kids. Those kids are remarkable human beings, and they do a very good service to their father's legacy and what he represented and what he wanted for the world and what he wanted for the youth. And like they're so aware of so many things. And like I don't know, it's just like I get so sad when I think about Michael and the kid. I just wish he was with them. It makes me so sad. Like it breaks my heart because I feel like Michael should be at Paris's concerts. I feel like he should be in the studio with her. I feel like he should be with Prince at these philanthropy causes, these meetings, and like it really is like the hardest part for me is like just him not being around his kids is hard for me to see because I feel like they were very much robbed of that, and that sucks because I know he's probably so proud of that girl. She is so Paris is so talented. I mean, she's a fucking incredible songwriter and her music is like, oh my god, like listening to her music is just like shit. This girl is very talented and she's so creative in her writing abilities. And it's all from her father. You know, she gets all that from her father. And it's just like it sucks. Like he doesn't get to like be a part of that. I'm not saying that he's not a part of it. I'm sure he's a part of everything that they do in some way. But to not be able to publicly acknowledge it, you know, like he won't when she gets her first Grammy and it's coming, he won't be able to like be in the audience, you know, or it's just sad because she's so talented. I'm just waiting for Paris to stop fucking around and give us that R&B voice because I know she has it. I saw her singing Halo by Beyonce on her Instagram. I lost my fucking mind. I'm like, why is this child not singing R&B music? Because that's what her real sound is. But she tries to separate herself from, you know, her dad. She tries to separate herself from, you know, I get it, but I'm just waiting for her to come out of that shell and give us that sound that we were all waiting to hear, that we know that she has. Now he probably is with her. I'm not. I know that Michael probably is with her. I'm not saying he's not. I think he's around her. I think Michael is around Paris. I think I'm just saying like I wish he could publicly be around her. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I wish he could publicly like go to events with her. I wish he could publicly like go to her fashion shows. I wish he could publicly acknowledge her talent. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like I'm sure he's around them. They're all adults now. I'm sure they spend a lot of time with their father. I'm sure Michael spends a lot of time with those kids. You know, but um, there's just certain people that I think Michael touch. People, when she first came out, I was scared for her, but people actually like really like her music a lot, and that's what I'm so happy about. That she did a Jimmy Kim her performance, like her vocals weren't the best, but that's like some. I think it's a song she was singing. Paris sings very beautiful. Do you guys know this song that she had released that she released a couple of months ago called "Breathe Again"? You guys need to hear that song. That song, oh my god. Paris is like people always say, "Oh, I listen to Michael Jackson songs and like they make me cry." She has like two songs that literally make me cry. But she has this song that came out a couple months ago called "Breathe Again." That song makes me cry so bad. Like I always know when she writes a song and it's about Michael because when she writes a song about Michael, there is a something about her voice. When she writes a song about her father and she sings about Michael, there is like a she has like this childlike sound in her voice. Um and this song Breathe Again. Oh my god, when I listen to that song, I'm like, dude, it's just a lot, you know? It's a lot. There's this whole thing is it's a huge toll on those kids. but they stand by their father, and they love their father, and they honor him, and they respect him so much. And um I don't know, maybe I don't know. It's been such a long time since I've it. I love talking to you guys, honestly. I don't see some of my favorites in here though. So I got most of my favorites in here, you guys are, but I don't, some of my other ones I haven't seen. I guess I don't know. It's kind of, I wasn't really planning on doing this. That song "Breathe Again" is so amazing. That's like, so that song "Breathe Again" to me, like, I think is a lot about her going through the motions and experiencing what happened. And I feel like when things happen to us in our life, like people talk about, um, Paris has never covered up her pain of anything in her life. She's always been very expressive about things that she's gone through in her life. And she's always been very expressive about the pain that she's faced with everything. She's never sugarcoated any experience. And a lot of people got mad, like, well, Paris shouldn't talk about blah, 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 because it makes her dad look bad. But what I love about her is she's always talked very openly about her loss and her experience with loss and how that affected her. And I think, like, that is something that's so important when you're a young woman and you have this influence over other young women and other young people. There is no crime in like feeling lost. There's no crime in going through hell, being dragged to hell and back from your loss. There's nothing wrong with hating yourself because you feel like you didn't do enough. But the thing is to come up, to come back from that, right? To breathe again, to like, it's okay to go through that period of like being in total fucking disarray and misery, but it's like you can't stay there, but it's okay to experience it. It's okay to go through it. And that's what I love about Paris. Like, she's been very unapologetic when it comes to her experience. And a lot of people don't like that about her. It bothers them, like, oh, she shouldn't, because it makes her dad look bad. Like, so what? Who gives a fuck if it makes Michael look bad that Paris experienced a horrendous loss in her life? She was a little girl. Paris was 11 years old when that stuff happened with Michael. She was an impressionable little girl. She was a little girl, and she was literally thrown to the wolves. That is her story to tell. It doesn't matter if it makes Michael look like bad because he left or because whatever happened to him. It's not about Michael. It's about her experience. She got through that. She never blamed her father for anything. She never said, it's my dad's fault that I'm fucked up. She never said that. She's never said that. She said that she went through things in her life. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a crime to experience bad things in life, but you can't stay there. And what I love about her story is and she's strong and she's empowered and she's a woman and she went through all these things. And I think that, like, I feel like Michael was never able to be honest about his journey because he always had to have the pop star mask on. And Michael Jackson has always been viewed as one of two things, either a martyr or from his fans, or a villain from these evil people that wanted to take him down. But it's very hard for people to see him. His fans always say, oh, he's only human. But you don't even treat him like a human being. You treat him like he's a god, and he's not. He's a person that experienced a lot of shit in his life that crafted him into who he is, who he became. And what I like about Paris is she doesn't live like that. She made sure she would never, ever go through that. No matter what people thought of her, she would never experience life that way. You know? So, like, I think that she should get more credit for what she did than what she does. It's not easy being born from Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is the biggest star on the planet. He always will be. That's never going to change. I cannot imagine walking in those footsteps. I can't imagine. but she's making her own legacy. And there's so much to learn about Michael through his daughter. She's this very raw version of him. I see it. I see him in her. She's a very like raw version of Michael and who he could have been, but he came from a different time. But I don't know why she does all this. What's all this rock star? You know, like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Michael Jackson was a big ass rock star. What are they talking about? He was a rock star, especially like in the 80s, you know? But I love it. Love her. I love her. I love all of them. You know, it's beautiful. He left us something very beautiful with those children, man. And I wish fans would embrace that. Go to one of Paris's concerts, you know, buy her album, listen to her music, listen to her. You want comfort of Michael, listen to his baby. Listen to her. Listen to her music. There is comfort with from Michael in Paris's music. Listen to her song Breathe Again. I used to listen. There was a song that Michael had on the mic called Much Too Soon. Do you guys know that song Much Too Soon? And I used to always say, even though he wrote that song allegedly, like I don't believe that song was written in the 80s. They say it was, but that song always reminded me of Paris, Much Too Soon. And like if you listen to Much Too Soon and then listen to Breathe Again after that, I swear to God, it's like them talking to each other. There's just so much beauty. There's so much beauty in not being a hateful person and not being such a fucking stickler for listen to Paris's music. Listen to her music. Listen to her songs. Listen to Repair. Listen to Breathe Again. Listen to Adagio. Listen to these songs and you will connect with Michael. You know, there's so much. It has been 13 years since we lost Michael. Music has not been the same. Culture has not been the same. Yeah, they really are. I want to read you guys um, something. I want to read to you guys, like, okay, hold on a second. Let me pull it up real quick. And why I feel like I don't know if I should like start doing videos again or if I really should just do a documentary. What do you guys think? Like, do you guys think I should do a documentary? Like an actual documentary? Or should I do like just a series of videos? Like, what do you guys think? How do you do a documentary though? Like, I don't know how to do it. Oh, no, absolutely not. So, okay, and this song by Paris, that Breathe Again, The last section of the song, I'm gonna read these lyrics to you guys. What she says. The last section, she says, "Father, I'm bleeding. Time take all that I am. Time break all that I know. Time shake me to my bones and leave it alone." And when I like read those lyrics, when I hear those words, like it makes me think so much about time take all that I am, time break all that I know, time shake me to my bones and leave it alone. People have tried to like rush this entire death hoax. Like they try to rush answers, try to rush understanding. But that's not how real like that's not how it works. The past like 13 years has been a learning experience for me. When she says time take all that I am, that to me is like when she says time take all that I am, time break all that I know. That is when you like for me, like this entire thing made me learn so much about myself. It took all of me. It broke away everything that I thought that I knew about everything. And she says time shake me to my bones and leave it alone. I feel like that's what happened to me. Like I went through this period in my life of like turning on a light that was not there before. And I saw the world for what it was because of Michael Jackson. I saw everything. And it took every preconceived notion that I had about life, about everything, death, life, how we are shown things, how we're taught things. And it shook it up. And it shook me and it fucked me up. And it put me in a period of depression at one point. Because I'm like, everything was a lie that I ever knew. But then when I was able to when you learn, when you're able to like fully understand that it is not up to you to know everything, you leave it alone. You learn how to let it go. You let things go until they're supposed to be talked about. You let things go until the time is right. People have spent years. She's saying to completely was she saying bring like let it go, break down. When she's talking, people always say you have to get over something. You have to get over it. You cannot get over something. You have to go through it. You have to like go through a storm. You can't get over a storm. Once you completely experience everything in its fullness, it's easy to let it go. But it doesn't mean letting it go forever. It doesn't mean throwing it away forever. It means letting it go. You don't need to constantly make videos every week. You don't need to constantly chase clues, chase lies, chase narratives. You don't need to do that. When the time is right, things always come to the surface when they're supposed to. And I feel like when I heard that song Breathe Again by her, that's what I had to do a couple of years ago. I literally just had to fucking breathe and just let this go. Let it go. Stop making videos, stop doing lives, stop tweeting, stop posting on Facebook. Just let it go. And when the time is right for me to start talking about this again, when the time is right for me to articulate this in a certain way, when the right people are ready to listen, I will talk about it. That's why I love that song so much. That's why I think it's important to take breaks. It's so important. Yes. You guys, if you have not heard that song again, listen to it. It's called Breathe Again. It's by Paris Jackson. And the last line will make you cry because she literally, like, You could hear that she's defeated in that song. You obsess over things in your mind for so long, and it makes you crazy. You gotta let stuff go sometimes. Let things go, and you know what? When it's time, it's time. When you're ready to talk about it, when you're ready to deal with it, when you're ready to find a resolution to the problem, you'll know. You know? I want to make a documentary, but I don't know how. How do you make a documentary? I gotta find out how to do this. I don't want to make a death hoax documentary though. I don't want to make a death hoax documentary. I want to make a documentary that has people question everything that they've been told about June 25th. But I don't want to do a death hoax documentary. I'm trying to stay away. I don't really because I don't think that there was supposed to be a death hoax. I really stand by that firmly now. I don't think it was a planned death hoax. I think that a death hoax was a result of something bigger that happened, but I don't want to do a death hoax documentary. I want to do a documentary that people question everything that they were told about June 25th, and um, I don't want to do a death hoax documentary though. They didn't. I want to do a documentary. I want to interview people. I want to talk to people. I want to like actually get statements from people. Like I want to do it right. I want to talk to like the dancers. I don't want to talk about I don't want to like I don't want a death hoax documentary though. I'm trying to stay away from that. I want to do a documentary that's just like about also about Michael in general, like about who he is, like spiritually, like just so many things like I want to talk about. But I don't want to do like a death hoax like video. I think that's like very taboo. I don't want to do that. That's like actually a really good idea. I always try to be so respectful of Michael's kids when it comes to stuff like this, but I do think Michael's kids I think Michael's kids would appreciate a story about their father that shows him in a different perspective, that doesn't show him as like this super like celebrity, this stuck with this super celebrity status, but like more or less just like a person that was misunderstood. I think that's what I want to do. I think my COVID is finally going away. So yeah. I'm gonna actually, but you know what? Just for fun, stay tuned. I'm gonna do something for you guys. Like I want to do something for sure. Yeah, but I gotta get off of here. I've been here for like almost an hour and a half. It's a living and breathing thing, so it might change from. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Clea, exactly. I have to get off of here. I have to do some work, and it was nice just kind of pop in for a little bit and talk to you guys. I'll be around. You guys definitely have inspired me to really get back to this. I feel at home. I felt like something has been missing for a while, and I'm ready to kind of just talk about it again. But yeah, It's go enjoy your Saturdays, enjoy your June 25th. Play Michael Jackson music really loud and sing out loud and sing his music and feel his energy and love on him today. Celebrate him. Definitely, Janice. Thank you so much. Today is his day. Just love him today. Talk to him. He can hear you. I will talk to you guys later. Love you very much, and I'll be back around. Make sure you're subscribed. Tell people to subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. If you guys are hearing the playback, I'm sorry you didn't hear it live, but that's okay. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.